Good afternoon. From Worcester Sports Journal, we are live from Polar Park for a special Woo Sox edition, brought to you by Stop and Shop, Cafe Reyes, Usana Health Sciences, and RPE. We are here today sitting down with no one better than Bill Wallace, Senior Vice President and Communications for the Worcester Red Sox. Bill, thank you for having the show.
Jonathan, great to be with you. Jose, thanks for being here.
Nice to be with you.
So, Bill, I have to ask, as I was arriving to the ballpark today, I saw all these different media outlets outside. There was no parking. So tell me, what's all the stuff about going on today?
Yeah, you know what? We're a little more than a month away from our home opener, April 12th, and you can really tell the activity has picked up. And there's been some added exposure since the announcement, unfortunately, from Major League Baseball that their season's going to start delayed due to the lockout. So we're not happy with that. We want things to get back for everybody, and I do mean everybody,
Right.
Players, owners, workers, everybody. But in the meantime, there's been some more attention focused on us because we are playing. We're going to be unaffected by anything that goes on at the Major League level. So we start up April 12th, and it's just been a lot more attention our way since that announcement was made.
Right.
So it's fitting that we are at Polar Park because we threw the public a curveball with a 2 p.m. Tuesday special.
Sorry about that, Jose. That was based on our schedule. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. Different day. So you're a homegrown New England boy, right? Native of Canton.
Yeah.
Still live in North Attleboro. Went to school in New Hampshire.
Yeah, wow. You've done your homework, Jose. I'm impressed.
And
Most people don't care about me, but you
you were 30-something odd years in Rhode Island.
I thought you were going to say I was 30-something odd years old, which I really appreciate that. But yeah, started in Rhode Island in 1985 with the Pawtucket Red Sox, 1985.
Wow.
Yep.
So with that being said, that's the year you graduated. You played 4 seasons in a Catholic school.
Yeah, St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire. Was able to play 4 years of baseball there, which was a lot of fun. We weren't anything special, but we had a great time, and I always wanted to be in baseball. Obviously, not good enough to continue playing beyond that, but knew that if there was an opportunity, and I was fortunate enough to get an internship back with the Pawtucket Red Sox in 1985 while I was still in college, and fortunate they asked me to come on full time once I graduated, so I was lucky there, and I've never left. Really, other than coming here to Worcester after 35 or so years in Pawtucket, it was time. But we've been thrilled to be here in Worcester and Central Mass. It's been beyond expectations, and again, we're so excited. As I said to Jonathan, so excited to start the season soon.
When I was a kid, I always went to my grandparents' house. They always had the Red Sox on. Avid fan, my grandfather, Dwight Evans. I saw the greats. When you were playing, did you, at your position, what position did you play?
I was a first baseman and a little bit of outfielder. I was left-handed, and I would pitch in an emergency when they needed someone to mop up a game or something. I would come in and pitch, but it was all based on being left-handed, limited my time, position-wise, but I was able to play first in the outfield mainly.
So by no means am I a New York Yankees fan, but growing up as a kid, I loved Mr. October. Reggie Jackson.
Of course, yep.
Who did you admire? Who was your idol in baseball?
That's a great question. A lot of people ask me now, who was some of my favorites when I started working, and it's easy for me to say Mo Vaughn. If you remember Big Mo, first baseman,
Mo.
We were very close back in his Pawtucket days and remain close to this day. He's just a tremendous man, both as a player and a person. But back in the 70s, I got hooked on the Red Sox in the 70s, so I would say Fred Lynn and Jim Rice were my two favorites that came up as rookies in 1975. They came up through Pawtucket.
Yep.
They played in Pawtucket together in 1974, and took the Red Sox and Red Sox Nation by storm in '75, and led to the World Series, the great World Series. My family had season tickets back in those days, so I was able to attend some World Series games. I'll never forget Louis Tiant pitching Game 1 of that World Series, and the Red Sox won, and things looked good, until Game 7. But that was the era. 1970s were the era that really hooked me on baseball for good.
Wow.
Awesome. So I just go back a little bit to when you were saying about your early years career back in the Pawtucket and McCoy Stadium. How did that help you translate to the role that you're in now with the Worcester Red Sox?
Yeah, that was a special time with a special group, and we had some amazing years, some great players. The fan support was great, and it really led to what happened here. I mean, because of the successes that we had in Pawtucket, we were one of the top minor league teams in attendance every year in Pawtucket until the downfall started happening a little bit you know, around 2013, 14, it just, you know, the ballpark was getting older, and you know, and for whatever reason, you know, we tried to stay and make a deal for a new ballpark in Rhode Island. It fell through, and then it just led. Worcester and Central Mass were so welcoming. You know, the city leaders, the state leaders in Massachusetts, and you know, this area, the fans are just, you know, incredible. So it all worked out for the best in the long run. As much as we would have liked to have had something nice in Rhode Island, but McCoy Stadium was built in 1942, so it was time, you know, time for something new, and it just couldn't happen there in Rhode Island. But it's to the benefit of what we have now at Polar Park.
Right, and what a great, you know, ballpark it is for Worcester downtown, especially, you know, Worcester hasn't had baseball in how long, so now seeing it come back, it's really big, especially seeing the success the team and organizations had in the beginning of the inaugural season. 2022 is definitely going to be special.
You're right, Jonathan. Yeah, we're looking forward to building off of 2021, and you know, just seeing everything that's going on out here now, and the growth of the area. I mean, as you said, you had trouble parking. You know, we're trying to work on that. The parking garage will be open
there we
season,
go. So
that'll
you guys
help
will be
right
ready
on,
this year.
Madison and Green Island Boulevard, and you know, so we're trying to make improvements. One of the things you see, I know we really can't pan out, but on the right field wall, as we look out, that's going to be a new video board that's going up between the UMass sign and the Diamond Chevrolet sign.
Awesome,
And the reason is, if you see the left field video board there, that was built there because eventually, as we've said, there'll be a building in left field that'll take up right where that Penske truck is and some of those trucks that you can see. That's going to be an office building, retail. It's going to have a roof deck that fans can sit on. So, but that's going to take a couple of years.
Right,
the pandemic set us back. So the video board had to be put in left field. A little bit more down the line than we would have normally, but fans said in some of those first few sections of sections 1, 2, and 3, they couldn't see everything on the video board, so they asked for something else. So that's what we're going to put out in right field, right on the Worcester wall, a new video board. You can see the work there. And then just to the left of that is going to be Poppy's Power Alley. That's going to be 34 seats that are going to be built. You can see the ladders out there right now between the two FlexCon signs and below that other video board that's there. And it's going to be 34 seats, private seats for a group, that, and we're calling it Poppy's Power Alley, which is kind of cool in honor of the great David Ortiz.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know.
Yeah, and see, that's one thing I love about the Worcester Red Sox. They're always listening to their fans, trying to accommodate them as much as possible, just trying to get feedback and just build a better ballpark experience. And building another video board on the wall definitely is going to heighten that experience.
You know what, Jonathan, you're so right, because they're the ones that live in this place and see it every day. You know,
Right.
we work in it, but we don't understand sometimes what really is needed or what's wanted. And they ask for some simple things. They ask for fried dough and cotton candy in the concession stand. So we're going to
Right.
give them that this year. They asked for more
There we
portable,
go.
portable
Love some
phone
fried dough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to try that. We'll try that. They asked for more portable phone chargers, and we installed a whole bunch of those. So these are the things we didn't think of.
Right,
But this
yeah.
is what they want. So we do, you know, from Larry Lucchino to Charles Steinberg to Dan Ray to Janet Marie to everybody that's involved. They do listen to what the fans say. I mean, this is for the fans. This place, you know, it's not for our staff of 45 people. It's you know,
the
for the
city of
fans,
Worcester,
for the city
yeah.
of Worcester and the surrounding area. And it's their ballpark, and we're happy that we're able to do things to make it better for them.
Awesome. So, you know, we had the virus, you know, COVID-19 and other strains and stuff. So, how do you think you know, with all that going on, how do you think personally the inaugural year went, your first year?
Yeah, that was a challenge, Jose. There's no doubt for everybody. You know, not just us in baseball or anybody. It was for everybody across, you know, the nation. And you know, let's hope the worst is behind us. You know, we were just talking about that today. Whether, as of right now, we don't think fans will have to wear masks when they come to the ballpark. I mean, that could change. We'll follow the city and state leaders' guidance on that. But yeah, that was challenging. It was challenging to build the ballpark during the pandemic. I mean, to get, you know, supplies. We all know what it's like. You know, the cost of everything these days, and to try to get a ballpark built during the pandemic. We shut down for, I think it was 7 weeks back when it was really in tough shape. But we made that up. You know, they worked overtime. The construction crews were unbelievable. You know, through any weather they would work, and
They did a tremendous job.
they really did. You
Yeah.
know, hats off to them.
Definitely.
And then to open the season with limited capacity, we were okay because we opened the season. We weren't even sure we were going to open on time. So to, you know, to have to go limited, I think it was 25% to start. You know, we would have loved to have put 100%. Yeah, you guys were here for opening day, but you know, you heard Bob Cousy's speech at the beginning of the season to say play ball and things that we wish 10,000 people could have seen that and been here for it. But this year, we're hoping no restrictions. The ballpark is pretty much at full capacity, and this place will be rocking. I mean, the fans come out here, and the players love the support, and they're going to really enjoy it this season, and especially in the month of April, if there's no Red Sox games, the attention is really going to be focused here.
And with all those restrictions, it was still a fabulous season, not only with baseball, in the community, all kind of community events, ceremonies. We came here, we covered the first football game in Polar Park. So it was actually an excellent job by the administration in the first year, and with everything that's going on, it's going to be many, many more. So I have to ask, Bill, you being in media and communications and stuff, how much interaction do you have with the ball players, AAA and major leagues?
Yeah, last year was the abnormal year. We just didn't have, and as you guys know, as media and as Tiffany and others know, we didn't have the access that we would normally have pregame and postgame. It got a little better towards the end of the year. We were able to get down by the dugout, get on the field, but normally, and we're hoping we're back to normal.
Yeah.
We believe we are. As of right now, the Red Sox have said all systems go for this season, unless anything were to change. So we'll be able to see the team, talk to the players more before games, after games. Our coaching staff is constantly talking to the Boston Red Sox coaching staff, telling them what's going on down here. So that's the part of the fun of the job, is to get to know these guys as people. You root for them, and then when you see them go up to Boston and do well, it makes you feel great. That they've realized their dream and have success in Boston. So we're looking forward to getting back to a more normal environment that way in regards to the players this year, Jose.
So with that being said, I'm going to go back in time. Your very first year working for the organization, the Bill Buckner year.
Ooh, okay.
So you guys go to the World Series. Mm-hmm. How was that year? I mean, it's your first year. You're brand new. Mm-hmm. How was the excitement? How did you deal with all that?
What's cool about that, Jose? That was the cool year, but that we knew a lot of the guys from Pawtucket that had gone up and played to help the Red Sox get to the the World Series, and then we'll stop it at that. After we won't mention poor Mr. Buckner, but it was so exciting. I wasn't there I was at games at Fenway.
Yeah.
But in New York, I didn't go. But Mike Tamburo and Ben Mondor, our owner, Mike Tamburo is our president, and Lou Schweckheimer, our general manager, were there in New York in Game 6. And they actually saw on the video board when the Mets said, "Congratulations, World Series champion Red Sox," when they were ahead by 2 runs. And they stood there and said, "I can't believe it. We're finally going to see the Red Sox win the World Series." And then, of course, all heck broke loose from that point on. Right. But that was an exciting year. It got a lot of people interested in baseball. And I think last year with the Red Sox, I think that helped get a lot of people excited in baseball again. The Red Sox kind of had a really fantastic going to the ALCS and unexpectedly doing that. So I think a lot of people, I did go to Fenway for some of those games against Tampa Bay and Houston, and Fenway was really electric. People were having a great time. The young people, they were loud and dancing and celebrating, and I think it really attracted a lot of people, which is why it's kind of a shame that the season's going to be a little delayed here now for the Red Sox, because I think they really had a lot of good stuff happening last year and good momentum going. But yeah, 86 was a season we'll never forget.
A year to start. What a year, huh?
You're right, Jose. Yeah.
I think that's the first year that the Mets won the World Series, and I am a Mets fan. So, I wasn't born there. I was born in 95, so, I wasn't there to see it, but I was like, that's the only probably the World Series I'm going to see for now. But a few more years. We'll eventually get there with the pitching, the batting, and defense. We'll get there.
Every year, Jonathan, I say, you guys got to be up there because you get the pitching
We
stuff.
almost had it a few years ago, the playoffs. With Peter Alonso, we had good pitching and
lost
injuries.
Yeah.
We lost the injuries.
Right.
The injuries killed us.
Yeah, the injuries. But, I don't mind the Mets. The Yankees I could do without, but the Mets.
I'm from New York. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Mets fan. So
absolutely, absolutely.
So really quick, speaking about the pandemic, seeing after the pandemic the year that we had, would you guys ever thought you guys would have this much team success the first year being in Polo Park and during the season, even during the pandemic?
No, we had hoped so. And we weren't sure. We knew it was going to be good. Just because of the way people treated us and the way the excitement building up. But no, we didn't expect it to be as phenomenal as it turned out. Like I said, we finished 6th in the country in attendance out of 120 minor league teams, despite the restrictions that Jose talked about. And when you have players on other teams saying, I want to play there next year. I want to play for the Woo Sox. That place is awesome.
Yeah.
When you hear that type of stuff, it just makes you feel good. And it all goes back to the fans. I mean, the fans make it. I mean, I say this all the time. You could have the best ballpark in the world and the best team in the world, but if no fans came and no one knew about it, what good is it?
Exactly.
So without the fans, and we had, like I said, the fan support is great, and it's continued, and we've almost already reached our cap of season tickets. We almost don't even want to sell anymore, frankly, because we want to have people have a chance to get tickets.
Right, yeah,
And what
exactly.
happens sometimes with season ticket holders, they don't always come to every game. It's a big commitment to make 75 home games, so you end up having empty seats. So you want to limit your season tickets to those who are going to come for the most part, and leave tickets available for sale for groups and for people. But ticket sales have been great, and I think the only thing I got to say about this, and Tiffany knows this because she was here almost every game, is I wish we could do a little better on the Worcester weather. We had a little rough summer last year with the rain. I think we set records for
Yes.
rainfall in July and August, so we lost, I think, 6 games, home games, due to weather. So if we could, I'm not expecting great weather in April maybe or May, but if we could have summer, a rain-free summer, that would help. That was our only complaint about Worcester last year. So.
Right, definitely.
Talking about fan excitement, you guys did fabulous with Weapon Nights. Players wearing the jerseys. I was at my restaurant the other day, and I had a couple of fans excited, can't wait till the season starts. And one thing they were mentioning is that they have a Puerto Rican coach over there in the Red Sox, and now I know that you're going to have one in the building this year.
Jose Flores.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
a major league guy who was with the Cubs when they won the World Series, been
yeah.
with the Orioles and Phillies. We haven't met him yet. He's down in spring training, working with the team, and he seems like a great guy, very experienced guy. So Los Huepas was a huge success, but I'm going to let Brooke, when she comes on,
Yep.
talk about that, because that
Yep.
was really her
Yep.
project, and she can
Absolutely.
explain all that. But it's back bigger and better for this season,
Nice.
and
Awesome.
the entire community, we're going to have, and she can talk, she's more on the marketing, but we have certain, you can ask her about certain city and town nights, where in other words, you're going to have a Fitchburg Day here at the ballpark where we can honor people
wow.
from Fitchburg. You come out and, we have all the surrounding towns are going to have their own night where we can, bring back somebody and,
amazing.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's
it's,
amazing.
Yeah, I think
Wow,
there's,
can't wait.
yeah, so we've got some great promotions. She can talk about that, but, we're really excited.
So you have 2 daughters and a son?
Yes. Wow. Yep. Jose is. I'm impressed, Jose. I mean,
Thank-
most people don't even know I exist. So I appreciate that.
So are they following in your footsteps at all?
My oldest daughter worked for the Red Sox for 4 years. She's 27 now, but she just left due to everything that was happening up there, and she had 4 great years. She got a World Series ring in 2018 for being
Awesome.
part of the
Awesome.
organization, but.
Wow.
But she works in Boston in another company now, and my other daughter is in the manages a bakery, and my son is attending Worcester State University, where he played baseball his freshman year, and he didn't play this year, but is hoping to get back in it, and he loves Worcester State. So yeah, I'm happy for all of them, and they love coming to Pawtucket. They love coming here to Worcester last season, and they're big fans. So it's kind of cool when you have family that are fans of what you do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my question is, from the last season at McCoy Stadium, really quick, you were talking about the fan experience, but just from your experience inside, what were you feeling? What were your emotions when you thought of the last season at McCoy Stadium in Pawtucket?
Well, that's a great question, Jonathan. I got to try to remember a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. In all honesty, I thought it was going to be a pretty emotional ending, but of course, we didn't know it was the end. In 2019, we had our last game, and we thought we'd be back in 2020. We never had a 2020 season.
Right.
So, we never had that final game, which would have been more emotional. But I really just felt like it was time. It was time to make the change and get something new and fresh. And we saw the excitement that was building here. So it was like, could we speed it up a little bit and get to Worcester?
Right,
But to not have a season, I felt really bad for the fans. No one expected, September of 2019 to be our final game. We had great ideas and thoughts of how we were going to celebrate in 2020. We were bringing back a bunch of ex-players. We were bringing, having all sorts of ceremonies and fun giveaways and letting fans have a chance to come out to the park if it was the final time, and that never happened due to the pandemic. So that was a little that was disappointing. But yeah, it would have been more emotional had we had that last game that we knew was the last game instead of what
Right.
happened in 2019.
Nice. I put together last night a team of names, and I want you to what you would call this team.
Okay.
All right?
Great. Okay.
So,
like this.
starting pitchers, Oil Can Boyd, Bronson Arroyo, Jeff Suppan. Relievers, Darrell Irvin, Fernando Cabrera, Corey Bailey. At catchers, Ryan Laverne, Gary Allison. Third baseman, Wade Boggs. Shortstop, Jordy Reed. Second baseman, Marty Barrett. First base, Jeff Bailey. Utility, Earl Snyder. DH, Israel Alcantara.
Izzy, yep.
And I'm going to go in the outfield with, of course, Lynn, Rice. I'm going to go even Rusney.
Rusney Castillo. Absolutely.
All
yep.
right? Trot Nixon.
Okay.
What would you call this team?
I would say that's one of the all-time great Pawtucket teams. And I love how you mentioned there's some stars that went on to big time in Boston.
Right.
But there's also some guys that had
The Pawtucket stars.
Pawtucket stars.
Exactly.
Right. Earl Snyder, 36 home runs. Izzy, home runs like crazy, but never got the chance in Boston.
Right.
I mean, amazing. Yeah, some of those names. Jeff Bailey was just a great player in Pawtucket, but never reached that
Right.
next level. And they just needed the opportunity, some of them.
Right. So
Some of them
what-
could have done it, Jose.
They
They just
could've.
didn't get that,
They didn't
that
get
right
the
break,
chance.
the chance. But that's a great list of some
So-
famous Pawtucket, players.
So
yeah.
you're absolutely right. What I tried to do was put together all-time Pawtucket greats.
Yep.
Awesome.
Who went to success in Boston or had that great seasons
Yes.
in Pawtucket. That's some great names there. I
Absolutely.
enjoyed that. That was a
Absolutely.
great
Thank you.
team. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good team right there too. Even though I was too young to probably be there for it, sounds like a bunch of
Well,
Yeah, top stars.
I was a big. I remember with Rusney, the whole coming over Cuba situation, and when the Red Sox signed him and everything. I just, always hope he got that chance in the big leagues. I really don't know all the particulars about why.
He was just making, unfortunately, good for him, but too much money that if he had gone from Pawtucket to Boston, it would have counted against their cap.
Yeah,
And
he
like
did-
the
he
same
did
stuff
make
they're
a lot.
arguing about now at
Yeah.
the lockout level is what would have affected the Red Sox if he went up. But he hit 300 for us every year. He was an excellent Pawtucket player, and I'm sure he would have been a solid major leaguer if he's got the chance. Now, it's funny, he's coming back with the Rochester Red Wings. He'll be
Is he
back in
really?
town. He signed with, which is the Washington Nationals AAA affiliate. So
Oh,
he'll be
wow.
back in town
Wow.
to play against us this season. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So we'll have the
definitely a game we're gonna have to come and cover.
No, you know what? I'm surprised. I didn't know that he was
Yeah.
actually still playing.
Well, you have to come out and meet him and talk
Awesome.
to him because he is a very nice man.
Yeah,
know,
oh, no,
and
yes,
he worked
I-
hard,
yeah.
and he just didn't have that. He was making too much money, if that makes sense, to get called up. They would rather go the less expensive route.
Wow.
So, but he earned his money, and he never said a bad word. He worked hard. And he produced for the Pawtucket Red Sox for sure. He's one of our all-time greats.
He is.
Which
I
is
had him.
made your
I had
team.
him on
You
the
had
list.
team.
I
Yeah.
had him on the list.
And he
It's
belongs.
just, I remember, like you said, when the Red Sox signed him to the AAA, I saw are they really paying him that much money?
Yeah, it was $72 million over an 8-year contract. $72 million.
For a minor league player.
Yeah,
Is that all time now?
Oh
or
yeah.
Is it
Is
still?
it done now? It's done now. The contract for him
Right,
is
but
over.
is it still his
For a minor league player?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They really thought he was going to be
Yeah.
a Red Sox player quickly, and he could have been. It just, he needed a few more years than they thought, and then they had other guys come up, and and they just couldn't bring him up. So,
Wow.
and he had a little time up there. He did have some time in Boston, but good man. Rusney's a good man.
So, Bill, I know we have Brooke coming on
Mm-hmm.
for the next half hour, but before she does, we're going to present you with something. Julian, can you be careful with the wires and take out what's in there, please? That is my son, Julian. by
Okay,
the
hi
way.
Julian.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Son,
Thank you.
Julian.
Thanks.
Take out, be very careful.
Julian does
And
great
that
work for us
is
behind the
a
cameras as
gift.
always.
That is a gift for you guys
Oh,
from
gosh.
Bree Sweets.
Okay. Oh, is that your restaurant?
No. Bree Sweets and Treats is she does homemade chocolates.
Okay.
And
Oh my God, that's
she
beautiful.
wanted to present you with this.
Okay.
So
Wow, that is
Yep.
fantastic. Oh,
that
look at
is from
And a chocolate baseball
and a
bat.
chocolate
my
baseball.
God.
So
Thank you.
with your
Thank
hand-
you. And
They are
what's it-
delicious. I had one.
That-
Just
yeah,
don't eat them all
wow.
No,
in one
not
place.
that one.
No, that's we'll save that.
Yeah, we'll save that for later. So
Oh, okay. All right. Let me.
You want to help him with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Grab
You take the
this.
top.
Yeah.
Those are my. I had papers here in
Take
case
the
we want to
top
talk.
off.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, a
Look
bunch
at
of
that.
different sweets
Yeah.
in there.
Look at that.
Chocolates.
Smileys over there.
A
Nice.
glove, a
nice.
baseball. Yeah, can everyone see that? I don't know
Yeah,
if they can see it
yeah.
on camera.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to enjoy something right after
Yep.
the show here.
And
Look
that
at the
is
Blue Sox
Breeze Sweets and Treats.
Thank you, Bree Sweets and Treats. And who is the young lady that runs it?
Bree.
Bree. Oh,
Bree.
makes sense.
Bree.
Okay. Well, where's she located, Jose?
Where is she located, Tiffany? In Worcester.
Right in Worcester,
Yeah,
okay.
right in Worcester.
All right.
Right in the heart of Worcester.
Worcester
She's
native.
a homegrown girl. She actually played basketball. She was one of the greats. What school, Tiff? South
At
High.
South, sure. Okay.
School leaders.
Well, we'll have to meet her because this is something. I mean,
Yes,
I think fans
absolutely.
would love this. Imagine
Yes.
if we sold some of this stuff at the ballpark for her. I mean, that's a clever.
Definitely,
you know, I can light
yeah.
up my cigar. Is it a cigar or
It's a bat.
A baseball
bat?
bat.
That's even better,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we could talk about more stuff with Bree later on.
Okay. Thank you, Bree. Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you, guys.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
We're good? Yep. We're off camera?
yeah.
Great. Wow, that was really nice. Thank you, guys. That's
All right, Bill.
very touching. And thank you for all
Thank
your
you.
research
Thank
with
you.
me and everything. You guys were great.
So we're gonna,
Would you stay
yeah,
in on, or is
we're just gonna stay on with
you'll
Bree
stay
and
Jose
yeah.
and Tiffany?
yeah.
All right, I'll tell Brooke. So Brooke's out here? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So that was an excellent interview. Bill is a stand-up guy, one of the most stand-up guys that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing in baseball, in the media booth, and his professionalism, as you just saw here, is 100%, you know, and that's how he runs his media booth. That's how he is when getting information out to media. Great guy, and I'm glad the information that you brought up too about the players that he played with and his coming up in baseball and stuff like that was really great.
Well, after working for 35 years with the Red Sox, you figure he know his history. I was nervous that he would ask me about, any history, but Bill knows his stuff, that's for sure.
Yes, you know what's weird? We were just here a few months ago, and we were covering Holy Cross football, which went on to become Patriot League champions, and then go for the Northeast 10. So that's pretty good. That we're back here, and our next guest is also a stand-up person, and this is, I think it's National Women's Day.
Is it National Women's
I
Day?
think it's National Women's Day, something like that. International Women's Day.
International Women's
So
Day.
who would be better to have on than the Vice President of Marketing and Merchandise for the Worcester Red Sox? Brooke, nice to see you again,
Hi,
as
nice
always.
to see you. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Brooke.
How's the off-season been for you?
You know, it's funny, we talk about the off season and we thought that we would have all this time to plan and prepare for 2022. And we were so busy in the off season, being out in the community and planning our special events. We're really busy. And here we are, it's March 8th, and opening day is a month away, and we're just like, where has the time gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this picture over here, and it's got the fireworks on there. What are some really great events that you guys have coming for the summer for fans?
Yeah, we will continue with fireworks on Fridays. That was, I think, that is a staple at Polar Park. Saturday is Sunset Catch on the Field. But I think one of the big promotions we have this year are Give-A-Wednesdays. So every Wednesday we'll have a big giveaway. And on Wednesday nights we'll do bobbleheads. So April 13th is the first bobblehead giveaway, and it will be a bobblehead of Tristan Cassis, rising star. So I think, bobbleheads are our big one. We also will have our Woo You College nights on Thursdays, where we'll really try to, I think, rally together the college students in the area, create a fun atmosphere for them. Polar Park has been such a great place for families, but I think really, diving into that college demographic.
How has your transition been from Pawtucket to Worcester?
It's been very unique, I think, because not only were we transitioning from a ballpark with, where we've been for 50 years to a brand new ballpark in a new city, but it also happened to take place during COVID. So it was very challenging, but I will say, and I'm a native Rhode Islander, so it was very,
Woonsocket.
Yes,
Woonsocket,
yes, thank
yes,
you,
Woonsocket.
Woonsocket proud. And so, it hurts a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Personally, it hurts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Worcester has made it so easy to love Worcester because the people here have been so welcoming and supportive. It's just, everyone that we meet with is just so excited for us to be a part of this. How can we be involved? It's just like, it's hard not to love it and not to be happy about it.
Right. I was going to ask because you're from Woonsocket and you worked in Pawtucket. You were right there in your backyard. So, but you also went to school in New Hampshire and you were an athlete. You played basketball.
Yes.
Want to talk about any accolades or anything you did
Yeah.
playing basketball over there?
Yeah, I'll say my glory days were in Woonsocket in high school. I was someone who took a lot of pride in my home, my home city. And we won 2 state championships, back-to-back state championships, which were the first basketball state championships in our school's history. So that was something I was really proud of. I did get an athletic scholarship. I was really fortunate to go to Franklin Pierce University. I was not a standout player. I was a very average role player, but luckily, being an athlete and getting that scholarship awarded me, the opportunity to get my education, which was very important. Through that, I got an internship with the Paw Sox while I was getting a master's at Providence College. And really, it's been my education that's allowed me, I think, to grow from intern to, where I am in the organization today.
You and your family grew up watching the Pawtucket Red Sox?
My dad is from Pawtucket. He said he used to jump the fence to sneak into games when he was in high school.
So as a girl, you saw this, and did you imagine yourself, or was that the plan to work for them?
It was never the plan for me. I did play baseball growing up. I played Little League. I loved it when I was younger, but there wasn't an avenue to continue baseball beyond Little League for me, and so I really transitioned into basketball. And because I love my city so much, I always thought that I would get involved in a nonprofit in Woonsocket. But I thought that I had to better myself in order to really make a difference in my community, which is why, I did the internship. I got my master's. And this has been such a pleasant surprise for me because I'm so involved in the community, plus I'm getting my education when it comes to business and working side by side with such impressive people like, Kim Miner, Dan Ray, Charles Steinberg, Larry Lucchino. It hasn't been what I planned, but like I said, it's been a pleasant surprise. So I don't know if baseball's forever for me, but it's not something that I want to walk away from right now, that's for sure.
You're sure doing a great job in the community, that's
Definitely
for sure.
doing a great job. One of the things I can honestly say is the Worcester Red Sox has been doing a phenomenal job in our community here in Worcester, and you're behind a lot of that success with the Woo Sox in our community. Los Huepas night brought a lot of community engagement into the ballpark and to the team. I heard there's an African American thing coming too.
Yeah, so minor league baseball is starting a program called The Nine that really celebrates the Black and African American community. So we're very much in the early stages of planning our initiatives around that. And then in addition, for our Los Huepas games, I'll say we have a Huepa Advisory Committee that's made up of many members in the Latino community. And I actually just had a meeting with Liz Cruz, who really is kind of the leader of our Huepa Advisory Committee. Just met with her yesterday to talk about some of our efforts in our Los Huepas games. We are planning a special mascot for our Los Huepas games. So when you talk about being out in the community, I know that you see Smiley and Worcester everywhere.
Right.
So watch out for a new mascot soon.
She was yesterday at my restaurant with Jose Rentas.
Oh, really?
So I know they're part of that board. I know Jose very well. We work together with my nonprofit. In season, do you travel?
I do not.
So you have made Worcester a home in season?
I still live in Woonsocket, Rhode Island with my husband, and we have a 1-year-old. So it's about a 35-minute commute.
Awesome. The gear, the WEPA gear. Did you have anything with creating those jerseys?
So yeah, yes, I assisted. There was a bit through the branding process. I'll say internally, Alex Richardson really spearheaded the efforts internally to getting it done, and he did a great job. Yeah.
Awesome. There's a lot of buzz going on. That WEPA night is awesome. Dominican night, Puerto Rican night, you have Central American night, and Bill was mentioning now that you guys are going to have city nights.
City and town nights.
Town takeovers.
Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Town takeovers. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we've worked really hard, in our first year to make sure that we're hitting Worcester and, all that is involved in Worcester. But we know that to be successful long term, we really need to be a regional ball club. And so now we're focusing a lot of our efforts, still doing everything we're doing in Worcester, but making sure we're being very intentional about reaching out to the surrounding cities and towns in central Massachusetts. So our town takeovers, and we wanted to start with the 9 abutting towns, make sure that we're really focusing on them. So we've been meeting with the town leaders, learning more about those towns, and then what we plan to do is have specific nights where we celebrate each of them. So we'll have a Paxton Day, an Auburn Day, a Shrewsbury Day, all of those where we have community and corporate leaders come out, throw the first pitch, say play ball, and we really recognize and honor them so that they know that Polar Park is their home also.
So I see you're getting quite familiar with our towns around here.
I'm trying.
I was just going to ask, you have Millbury, and then Sutton, and then Woonsocket. So will Woonsocket be a town night?
Woonsocket is not going
It's
to be a
not a border
town night
town.
yet. We're, like I said, we're really focusing on Central Mass.
Yeah.
We also have kind of our anchors around us. So we have Framingham to the east, Leominster and Fitchburg to the
Clinton.
north, and then all the way to the west we have Springfield.
Oh yeah, Holyoke, Springfield.
Yeah, because we don't want to forget about
Right.
about
Western
Western
Mass.
Mass. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which was, last year during the season, the catcher from the Mets team, AAA team, was from Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm sure Bill Wanless knew that.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. A little trivia for you.
Yeah.
So, community events. I was telling Bill that, not only baseball last year and your inaugural season, but did all kinds of ceremonial stuff and stuff for the community. Even a football game we covered, first football game at Polar Park. Still the plan going forward, doing much with the community in Worcester?
Absolutely. Our events department is so busy. Hannah Butler, she is the director of our events department, and our schedule is jam-packed. We were trying to schedule employee trainings, and we are having to work around all of these different events. But we still, we plan on having a wine festival, food truck craft beer, football. We had a great community Halloween event last year. We had a Winter Wonderland event, free, open to the public. So I think a variety of, cool ticketed events such as, wine festival, food trucks, but also some other, open house, free public events as well.
You have a wine festival coming up next month or this month?
March 26th, we have Spring Wine Soiree right here in the DCU Club.
Which is going to be really good. I'm planning on getting a ticket and actually going to that.
Good.
Yeah. So if I go as meteor, I can't taste wine. So
You
I'm
can't
gonna go
taste
as-
wine.
So come as a
I'm going to
fan.
come as a fan.
Yes.
You're going to have to come as a fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. How much interaction do you have with the Major League ball team?
With the club?
With the club, yeah.
The club itself, we have a really great relationship with on the business side, and I know that Dan and Charles keep that close relationship, and then obviously our players are constantly going back and forth. We have, we had such a talented team last year.
Yeah.
that-
28 players
Yeah.
last year from the Woo Sox actually got called up because of the pandemic or COVID-related cases.
Yeah. So they're doing great. So yeah, so we have a
Yeah,
great relationship.
AAA is one of the one of the should I say organizations that has the most turnover because of injuries or coming up from Double A or whatever it might be. So coming in today, I couldn't find a parking space. I mean, had all kind of media trucks and media people out there. What was the fuss all about?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what the fuss was about outside.
Yeah, there was also.
A source told us as we were coming up the elevator, there was somebody from the Fenway, the famous Fenway sausage guy. He was here in the building.
Okay. So that's why no, you're absolutely right, because we all got lunch today, and it was sausages, and it was really good. I didn't realize that's what the fuss was about.
Okay. Yeah, coming in, there was different media outlets, and I was like, wait a minute. I mean, I know we're gonna be there. That's not for us. So
maybe it was.
So what's next for Brooke this year? I mean, what else? Any big plans? Anything? Any secrets? Anything you want to let us know that you're like, I have something, but I don't wanna, or I can.
So right now we are just full speed ahead planning for opening day, and I think the message we really want to get out there is that whoever wants to come to opening day, you can still come. We have tickets available, and this will be the first opening day at Polar Park.
Yes.
Willing that things go the way that they're going, that we will be at full capacity. We can welcome our fans here. We are playing baseball, and we will open on April 12th. That's the plan right now. So fans can come. Tickets are still available, and we definitely want and expect a full ballpark. But
so for folks that have been asking us on Monday nights when we do our Monday night show, if there's still going to be baseball in the minor league, and we kept telling them we're going to get an answer for
the
you.
lockout, the
major
reasons. League lockout,
affect.
has nothing to do with what's going on in Worcester and
Exactly.
the AAA affiliate. So,
there are tickets
the
available.
Worcester Red Sox will be playing ball this year.
Where can people go to get tickets besides if they don't have a computer? If they're watching us, hopefully they have a computer.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
If,
So they can call 508-500-8888, and it'll go right to our ticket office to purchase tickets.
and we'll also put a link up on our website as well. Actually, there is a link up on our website, correct? So if you just go to Worcester Sports Journal, you scroll down on the sidebar, there's a Woo Sox logo, and you can click on that, and they'll bring you right to the tickets.
So, before we finish with Brooke,
Yes.
we have a little present from her. Who's it from?
This is from Breeze Sweets and Treats.
Breeze Sweets and Treats.
Who was actually on earlier this year with us doing a show, and she brought so much sweets on when she came on our show this year. She actually brought a champagne bottle, which was hollow in the middle,
Yeah.
and when you crack it or break it, it's like a pinata. Just all this candy falls right out of the champagne
That's
bottle.
cool.
It was really cool.
She's very creative, homemade chocolates, very good chocolates. So she sent you
She
something
sent you a
over.
gift today.
How sweet. Well, I love sweets and treats, and now it seems that I love brie too.
So now you love brie too. Brie, there you
Oh,
go.
how cool is that?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my gosh.
So if you open it, let's open. Yeah, you could lift up. There it is.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it, but
Yep. Smiley and a glove over there.
thank
I
you,
think-
Bree
is there
Sweets
a,
and Treats.
Is there a baseball bat in there too?
That is so cool.
No, eso es todo, Julia. That's good. It was the hat, the Woo Sox hat.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Thank you.
She makes all the chocolates herself, and she makes the hats and stuff like that. And we told her we were going to be on with you guys today. She rushed in today, and she's like, she met us here at 12:50 outside, and
Might
she's
have
like,
to send her a real Woo Sox hat as a thank you.
That'd be awesome. I mean, Bill was mentioning that he might have to reach out to her
Yeah.
and see if they would put this in some of their chocolates or some type of merchandising or something.
So that's thank you, Bree, for that. I know last year when we talked at the end of the season, there was so much excitement at that time, just because the accomplishments over the season. what are some of the new installments here at Polo Park? I know last year there was the walkway,
The Woosocks
the
Loop.
Woosocks Loop.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, so I think one of the big things this year is that Summit Street is going to be open, and that was something that just opened at the end of last year. But we'll have Taste of Worcester out there that'll really highlight some local restaurants, and then with Wormtown out there, Summit Street is really going to be a festival-like feel, a lot like Jersey Street over in Boston.
Yep.
So that will be a lot of fun, place for people to hang out, prior to the ball game and even during the game. We have the Power Alley, which I'm not sure if Bill spoke too much about that, but we have the Power Alley out there. And then I think just in general, some of our, ticketing options, we, found that more people want more places to sit. So we have a separate ticket for the Berm, which was a really popular place last year. I know, like I said, I have a 1-year-old and he loves to run around. He's not sitting in a seat. So if you have kids, the Berm is a great place for them. So kind of just defining more seating areas was some of the feedback that we got, and we're really, excited for this year.
If anybody wants to know more about Brooke Cooper, where can they find Brooke Cooper?
Me personally, I would say, if you go onto our website, woosox.com, they have our, our whole front office page, and we have a lot of interesting people on our staff, a lot of really accomplished,
on there, yeah.
Those much more accomplished than I am, but we have a very, I think, impressive and talented and cohesive staff, and everyone's, in full speed ahead for the season.
Talking about more accomplished, is it a role that Brooke wants to stay in, or is Brooke looking for, more growth, or are you happy with market and did you start off in marketing merchandising?
So I started as a merchandise intern. Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then took over the merchandise department. Gradually in Pawtucket, we didn't really have a marketing department, so I just took over a couple
Look at
of
that.
marketing things, and it's grown from there. So I have certainly enough on my plate right now, and just looking to I think get us to opening day and have a great season. We had such a great year last year, as we spoke about. But that being said,
considering the virus and it was a great
There are
season.
times you wouldn't even know that there was a virus when you came into this place last year.
lucky to be an outdoor venue.
Yeah, lucky to be an outdoor venue, yes.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of times, where it was just capacity, especially during Chris Sale Day or Sale Day, it was to capacity. You wouldn't even know that there was a pandemic going on.
Yeah, it was a nice, I think, distraction from a lot, so much heavier things going on in the world. It's like, okay, baseball, what a great way to bring people together.
Yeah.
So that being said, we have a lot, we have a lot to live up to this year. We have a lot of work left to do. So, right now we're putting in that work.
Well, there's a lot of buildings still going on. You have the parking lot across the way, and I still see around the area they're still doing construction. But they're doing a fabulous job with everything that they have going on, and and doing it at a great pace. You've been with the organization since what, 15, 16?
Since 15.
15?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So.
Don't remind me.
Well, you started as an intern and you took over merchandising, so who knows what's next?
Yeah.
Who knows what's next?
Yep.
We want to thank you for coming on today. Definitely looking forward to opening day and a long season ahead, and some amazing events, and I'm interested in seeing some. Another thing that I get hit up a lot about too is there going to be a new Pride merchandise this year?
Oh, of course. Yeah, there will be new Pride merchandise. So our Pride at the Park this year will be Friday, September 2nd during Worcester Pride Month.
Yep.
But our merchandise director is on top of, specialty merchandise for all things. But Pride was something that was very popular, and so she's definitely working on that.
Because even after the event last year, even before the event last year, people were walking around the ballpark with their pride shirts on. I was like, wow, that's pretty good to see in Worcester.
I wear my Pride T-shirt all the time.
See that? Nice. I like that.
I can't wait. I'm
Yeah.
gonna come down and get myself all kind of Wu Sox gear. I can't wait for the season to start. So
We encourage
opening
everybody
day,
else out there to do
April
the same.
12th, I believe. You said.
April 12th.
12th.
And one promotion, sorry,
Go ahead.
if I can say,
Yeah.
Minor League Baseball has a partnership with Marvel this year. And I know if any of my colleagues are watching, they're probably rolling their eyes saying she's talking about Marvel again. Because I am such a big Marvel fan.
Okay.
But Marvel will be Sunday, August 6th. It will be Marvel's Defenders of the Diamond game, and our team will wear a special Marvelized jerseys, which will be really cool. They might, we don't know yet which character, so they might be Black Panther, they might be Captain America, they might be the Hulk. But that's something that should be really cool. I don't know if either of you are Marvel fans.
You're not alone. You're not alone. Believe me, Worcester is big on Marvel.
So you try to fans to get into it and dress up like as Marvel
absolutely.
characters?
Yes,
So I'm going
yes.
to challenge my colleagues, Jose, Jonathan, Julian, and our interns. I'm going to encourage and challenge you guys to all dress up as a Marvel character that day.
All right. Challenge accepted.
I'll take that
All right.
challenge also.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any of your colleagues that you want to challenge?
I'll challenge our marketing team. So I'll challenge Steve, TQ, Decaf, Jordan, George, Nathan. There we go.
There you go.
Challenged.
Challenged. So yeah, we want to thank you for coming on, and we're looking forward to again another great season ahead. Amazing work that you do, and Dr. Steinberg as well, and the whole team. You guys are like one family unit. And
We
I
spend
like
a lot of
see-
time together,
I
that's
like
for
seeing
sure.
that though. Yeah, you don't really see that in a lot of local sports organizations,
Mm-hmm.
and even at the major leagues. When I go to New England Patriots games, Revs games, I haven't been to yet a Revs game, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. But when I go to the games, you don't see that too much. That family unit togetherness. But when you come into Polo Park, I was telling somebody last week, when you go into that media booth, it's like a family in there, and it's the same thing all the way around the whole park and the different sections and stuff. So
Yeah.
I like that.
We always said, last year around this time, we didn't really have staff yet. There was a lot of construction still going on, and while we were so excited about opening Polo Park, we were very realistic in the fact of knowing that it was going to be the people who really made this place special. And I think with our front office staff, along with our seasonal staff that we've brought in, but also media and city officials and the restaurants and businesses that surround the ballpark, it really is a place of camaraderie, and it's a place that people enjoy coming. And that's why I felt so emotional after the final game of the season last year, just because it was such a community feeling, and it was like leaving school on the last day of school.
Yeah.
Everyone signing each other's yearbooks, have a good summer, keep in touch and all these things. And that's kind of how it felt. It's like you're saying bye to all of your friends for the off season. But we, like I said, just the support and excitement that we've gotten from staff, from the community, is just something that you want to be a part of. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Definitely.
Folks, spring is in the air. Baseball season is coming soon. Remember the name, Brooke Cooper. You're going to hear a lot about her. So can't wait. I'm excited.
Yes, definitely. And we'll have you on again throughout the season.
I would
probably.
love to. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you for
This is
coming
great.
on.
Thank you.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you. So now we're going to come back with Jonathan.
I'm going to bring our
Jonathan
co-host
Burgos.
Jonathan back on. And
Alrighty.
Thank you, Brick.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Wow, some fun stuff that Brooks has in the works for Polo Park this season, huh?
So I want to know, are you guys going to take up on that challenge?
Can I tell you what I'm coming dressed as?
Yes.
No, you're going to have to wait.
Famously known for making us wait. Julian, you taking on that challenge? Okay, so Julian says he's taking it on. Jonathan?
You just have to wait and see.
They definitely have a lot going on. A lot that's, I mean, they learned from their first season, added many, many, many events, and like, town takeover, that sounds interesting. I mean,
That does sound
imagine
really
this whole
interesting.
place full of only Worcester people or only Fitchburg people. And it's like a big house party. Everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody.
So yeah, it's actually first time I've heard of something like that. And your Worcester Red Sox have come up with it. The
They might have to be
organization.
careful with Fitchburg, though, because Fitchburg, you got the Riverside people, then you got the Claygon people. So it's like, it's Fitchburg, but it's two sections of Fitchburg. It's like Worcester, you got the West Side people, then you got the East Side people that come together, and it's like, it's like Yankees and
Well,
Mets
they're
fans
definitely
for the
going to
Subway
learn
Series.
from this year where to keep certain,
They're gonna have to have a Claygon section over here.
Yes, absolutely.
And then a Riverside
it-
section over here. Shout out to all my Leominster and Fitchburg people out there.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Yes, it's going to be really interesting. Listen, we had some breaking news before we went on today. Jose, you want to lead with that breaking news that we had today
Do we have breaking news?
from the West Coast?
You want to start off with breaking news from the West Coast? Well, I'm getting all kinds of. How about what I read all my breaking news, Jonathan? You want to start off with what you have for the revolution? What I look at, because now I'm getting all kinds of breaking stuff.
What's the first thing we had there before we went on air today? We had the Seahawks.
So you want to talk about the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Jonathan, you want to take over with that, please? Go ahead and let them
With
know
the
when I look
NFL?
at my break. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
So
you
yeah,
wanna do.
we just found out before today's show that former Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson is going to Denver.
Watch it. Go ahead. He's going where?
To Denver.
To Denver.
To the
Yeah,
AFC?
To the
AFC.
AFC.
So that means he's going to be a threat against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So not a threat for me,
Oh no.
but he's going to be a threat for Jose.
Oh yeah, definitely a threat for Jose. Jose, you gotta watch your back.
Wait,
with
what
that.
are you talking about?
You're
Your
New
team
England.
is in the AFC.
His
Yeah, but
team
my
too,
Jets.
Your Jets what? So you
we're-
gave
we're-
up?
we're
You
ju-
gave up on the season already?
No. I'm not giving up on the season, but
So
we gotta
they're-
fix the coaching staff a little bit, our defense.
The Jets are going to have to do a lot of rebuilding, almost like the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to have to do a lot of rebuilding and internal looking. And I said that last year. The Jets, they're lacking in a lot of places. New England Patriots, I think this is going to be another golden ticket season where they might inch a little bit closer to where they want to be with Mac Jones. Do I think they're going to go Super Bowl this year? I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't think the Jets are going to, definitely not. And did you notice in our group chat yesterday, Jonathan started ragging on me about the Falcons?
Yes.
Did you notice that?
I
But,
did.
But he doesn't comment about anything when we talk about the Jets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you thought you had me
I'm
yesterday
just
with
that
the
one
Jets with
person
the
answering.
Falcons.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but you don't have to look into him going over there. You have to look into what they gave up to get him.
Exactly. So what did they
Wasn't
give
too
up?
steep. So that's part of. So let me tell you, they did practically the same thing the Rams did last year to get Stafford trading Goff, right? So they gave up their quarterback, Drew Luck. They gave up their receiver, Noah Fant. 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. That's a lot to
That's a
give
lot.
up for
That's a lot to give
Russell
up.
Wilson.
I think a lot of teams are going to look at what the Rams did to build a Super Bowl team, and they didn't build that Super Bowl team from the draft.
Right.
They built it from within the league.
And let me tell you, Russell Wilson is going to command $50 million a year.
But they have it.
He's going to command $50 million a year.
Would you pay that, Cap?
No. I wouldn't pay that cap.
Would you pay that?
No. 30, 35, not even 40. I mean, I don't think he'll get 50, but I'm just saying that's what he would want. He would want to be. I mean, you just gave up a gold's ransom to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Your 2 first, your 2 second, your quarterback, and your best receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's not the only breaking news in the NFL. I mean, the NFL right now, you have. So the Patriots got rid of. Rid of Kyle Van Noy.
Which I was really shocked about. Were you taken aback by that?
I was only because Van Noy is very community based.
He's a household
Not
couch
only
name.
I believe he has. You would know more because of what your mother does, Julian. So what is it that Van Noy does more? What's his foundation?
I think it's the Carl Van Noy
Right,
Yeah.
but what is it based on?
giving gifts to foster kids.
Foster kids. Foster kids. So I know you and your sister and your mother go to that event. You've
Around
gone
Christmas
a couple of
time, right?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So not only was he a good player, and he just came back last year after being with the Miami Dolphins. So I'm surprised they released him that quickly.
Yeah. You know, one thing about going into the Patriots or the Kraft organization is that you're going to play on that team, but you're also going to be community oriented with that team as well,
Right.
because that's how that organization is. They're almost like the Red Sox, where they're committed to the community that they're in.
It's like that one word
But
they have on
beyond.
their stadium here too, volunteerism. Volunteerism.
Volunteerism, exactly. That's what I like about New England Patriots. That's probably the only thing I like about them.
Patriots also made a playground in Plumlee.
Look at that. See that? They also made a playground in Plumlee.
Look
Yeah.
at that. That's news to me. But hey,
And
breaking news.
Bob
They're
Kraft has a
local.
lot of stake in Worcester.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Ren Whitney is.
So I'm gonna be covering an event, a nonprofit event, with Karen Polito is gonna be
Auntie
a part
Karen,
of. Yep.
yes.
And Bob Kraft will be there. He just got recently. Well, he was engaged, but he's gonna marry his 47-year-old fiance. He's 80 years old. So that's coming soon.
That's a whole breaking, not breaking news. That's a whole.
That's a whole new segment.
That's a whole investigative news.
That's a whole new
segment.
segment.
Yeah.
That's a whole new segment. Yeah.
Save
But
that-
yeah, that just happened yesterday. That was announced yesterday.
Yeah.
He will be marrying her. I remember Mara Kraft, who was deep in the community, not only in we're in Foxborough, but
She's
all
originally
around.
from Worcester.
Yeah, she's from Worcester. His
Worcester,
wife.
yeah.
Yeah, from Worcester area. That's what I was gonna say. Not only in Foxborough, in the Worcester area, in the Boston area, and lovely lady. I remember that struck me. I was sad being from that, seeing that she was from the Worcester area.
Matter the bridge in one of those bridges in Elm Park,
Yep,
right down the road from
Yep,
here,
yep.
is named after her.
after her,
So, yeah.
absolutely.
Which was redone
Mhm.
by the students at Worcester Technical High School, which was really a beautiful job that they did with that bridge, redoing that. I remember as a kid we used to always run over that bridge and play as that area and stuff like that, and take summer pictures there and stuff like that. Tomorrow, Jonathan, we got the Revs.
Yeah. So before even speaking about tomorrow's matchup, let's talk about this past weekend's matchup, what happened first. So the
Yes.
Revolution opened up their home opener this past Saturday against FC Dallas. They won that game 1-0 in the first half. Captain midfielder Carlos Gil scored it on a penalty kick in the first half. It was actually also surprising, too. There was a few surprises. After actually scoring that goal, he announced that him and his wife are having a baby. He put his finger up in the air, put the ball in his stomach, and pointed up to the fans in the stands to his wife and was like, we're having a baby. And then even that same day, I want to give a shout out and acknowledge our photojournalists, Tammy McMcAway and Phil Zola. They were actually at that game
Tammy?
covering it as well.
Phil,
And they got some amazing photos from the gender reveal from even Matt Turner and Ashley. They're actually having a baby boy. They had that.
so he put the ball under his shirt.
Yep, that was Carlos Gil, the
Right,
captain.
right.
Yeah, he took the soccer ball, put it right under the shirt, put his finger up, and went like.
Wow. Okay.
and we
Not-
have-
way to announce.
But we have an amazing shot of that from Tammy, so we definitely put that up on our platform.
And I noticed that when we posted it on our Instagram, Worcester Sports Journal.
That was actually the other one. That was Matt Turner and his
Oh,
wife.
is that what that
That
was?
was that one.
Oh,
Yes, we
wow.
actually had
Okay,
the
lot of
wife of Matt
news.
Turner. She liked the
Okay,
post.
she liked the
Yes.
She
post.
said, "Thank you very much.
Wow.
We love
They
all you
were on the
guys."
golf cart. You know what that reminded me of? Brought me back to the Worcester Red Sox and Rick here at the Polo Park in his golf cart that he
Yes,
rides
the
around.
famous golf cart, Rick. Yes, Polo Park would not be the same without him in that cart.
It would never
Definitely
be the same.
not.
If they took that golf
Oh,
cart away,
man.
I think people would be lost if they came and didn't see that. Yeah, so that was amazing pictures by Tammy McConaughey and Tim Fazzola, two of our photojournalists from Connecticut.
Yeah.
So
Bless you, bless you. But yeah, and then so the Rebs won their first matchup of this home season. And then tomorrow, we are actually going to be covering the Revolution, but not for a regular season home match. It's actually going to be for the Scotia Bank Consecutive Championship League Quest League 2 series against Puma at Gillette Stadium. It's going to be at 8 p.m. So it's going to be the quarterfinals matchup, and if they win this matchup, then they will have a chance to play Puma again at Azteca in Mexico Stadium.
So it's important to announce that this year, Worcester Sports Journal is covering the New England Revolution.
That is correct.
You're the beat reporter for the New England Revolution for Worcester Sports Journal.
Yep.
And I'll be doing, hopefully, Worcester Red Sox this season. I'll be the beat reporter for Worcester Sports Journal. And then on Sundays, we'll all be coming together here
Absolutely.
at Polo Park.
Yep. So we will be switching our Monday. So it won't be Monday nights or Sunday nights. It'll be Sunday game time. So we'll go from Monday
Sunday Game
nights
Day Live.
at Cafe Reyes in season till Sunday, whatever time the games are. But we'll be going live from Polar Park.
So pretty much like we did with Holy Cross football.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to be occasionally coming down to Foxborough with you.
You are, yes. You're coming tomorrow night.
My first season, first time ever covering soccer, football.
Football, yes.
Is that how they say it? Did I
They
say it right?
Football.
I
Yes.
say
Football.
See, my tongue doesn't do that roll. thing.
Football.
I-
Yes, that's how they do it. And I love how they announce it that way. It's the best. Once you see that goal and they announce, everyone gets up and it's like, oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, it's definitely a fun sport to watch. If you definitely haven't like seen or like been into soccer, you're
It's going to be weird for me covering soccer
Yeah.
because I've been there for Patriots games.
But you've never seen it
But
on.
I've never seen
You've never
soccer.
seen the pitch though.
I've never seen. I would have gotten it wrong if it wasn't for you correcting me, because I would have said failed.
Yeah, people have
Honestly.
been looking at you like, yep, she's definitely not a soccer person. But yeah, no, she'll definitely be on the pitch tomorrow. You'll
I'm
see the
excited to
players
see
and
Dan
everything.
Roche down there, and
Yeah, hopefully he was there. I mean, not sure if he was there last game, but if he was, we'll definitely get to see him.
Dan Roche is a great guy.
He is such a great
Over
guy. He
there
does
at
great
our
work too.
CBS partners and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to covering that tomorrow night. I am blind, by the way, today, folks. Not meaning that I don't have glasses. I got my glasses on. I don't have my tablet today. So I'm blind today. I don't know what we're bouncing back and forth here. These guys both have their headsets in. So Jose,
Yeah.
see some great pictures behind you here. Are we able to pan in over here?
I actually have a quick question, really quick. Something that you covered this past weekend, going
This
straight
is
to the
not
Blue
Jeremy
Sox.
Rivera, by the way.
So look, we have the is this the New York Mets affiliate?
That is the New York Mets affiliate.
Look at that.
The Syracuse Mets.
Look at that.
I know,
Jonathan.
I saw it. I was
So-
like, that's got to be there.
The catcher, I forget what, I think it was Cooper or something like that, from the Syracuse Mets, was from Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You said you had a question for me.
Yeah, speaking about, we were going back to Blue Sox, you actually covered a Blue Sox kind of game, right, this past
I
weekend?
did. I covered the Worcester Railers Woo Sox night.
Yeah. So tell us how
Um,
that was.
It was great to see Joe MacDonald was there from the Telegram and Gazette. And when you're sitting and you're covering something next to Joe MacDonald, it's like you kind of watch him through the cross eye, like to learn what he's doing.
Right.
because you can learn a lot from watching Joe McDonald, not just on how to conduct yourself as a reporter, but just his knowledge. And then he also has a humor side too. He's a very humorous person. But yeah, it was Woo Sox night. I covered it for News Talk New England, Worcester Sports Journal.
Yeah.
And
You got a front row picture
main-
with the World Series trophies. It looked like.
that was
I was
that was a
jealous.
cutout cardboard of me
I
that they
was
just put there.
Oh, okay.
They
I was
just-
like, I'm a little jealous. I
if
wish
you
I could
want
take
one of
a
those
picture with the World
cardboards, we can
Series
get one for
trophies.
you. If you want one of those cardboards, we can get one for you. That wasn't really me. That was a cutout cardboard.
Okay. We'll say that. We'll keep it at that.
So, do you have anything interesting that you're gonna do this week, or do we have anything interesting that we're gonna do over the
Well,
weekend?
we're going to be covering the
or-
New England Revolution tomorrow night. We're actually going to be doing a live from Gillette Stadium tomorrow night, at that game there. So directly after the game, we'll be doing the press conference with players.
Post-game press conference.
Post-game
yes,
press
with-
conference.
I know post-game will definitely with the coach and 2 players to be determined.
And then after that, we're going to do overtime on Worcester Sports Journal. And we'll be talking about the game and stuff like that tomorrow night. Was there other plans this week?
And there's another game too Saturday. Reds have another
Say that
home
again?
game too
Was there other-
Saturday.
I don't
Another
know.
game Saturday,
What
too.
are you? What's Tiffany Williams doing this week?
So this week I'm going to New York tonight. We have a launch party out in New York tonight for something else. And that's pretty much it for me this week. As far as, sports on this side. Yeah.
Okay. And
I have a special interview I have coming up on Thursday on News Talk New England with a player from a team. And
a player from a team.
yeah, and that's as much as I can say right now until the graphics go out.
A player from a team.
Yep.
Okay. And
It'll be announced tomorrow night.
tomorrow night,
Yeah.
Current or former?
A current player.
a current player.
A current player. And you guys are kind of like inching, trying to get me to say who it is. But yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
if
not
it-
gonna work.
But the thing is that
It's not gonna work.
wait. If it's who I'm thinking,
It's not who you're
because
thinking.
I have inside information, it would be a former player, not a current player. Am I right, Jonathan?
You're thinking about Derek.
Derek who? Derek
I'm getting
who?
word from the top boss that they said just wait to find out who it is.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have to-
So production smoke. Let's stay out of it. Let's
You're
stay
gonna get
out
me
of
in
it.
trouble with mess.
So yes, Tiffany Williams has a special interview for you guys Thursday, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that.
Yes, it's going to be on News Talk New England, and it's also going to be rebroadcast on ESPN on Sunday.
So I have a.
Just looking at that picture, I just can't wait for opening day. I'm just looking at it like, wow.
So
Opening
I
would be
fed the Mets
fantastic.
last year. They actually started off the season against the Mets, the Woo Sox.
Yeah.
I fed. They stayed at the hotel.
The Hilton Garden Inn,
The
right
Hilton
downtown.
Garden. I went over with the Cafe Reyes van, our sponsor, and fed the Mets. So I did that catering last year.
There you go.
Yeah. But
Are you looking to do it again this year?
no, because now I'm with the Woo Sox, and I'm not
So are you going
going
to be catering
to.
for the Woo Sox?
I don't
Is
know.
that what you're saying?
That's to be determined. But other than that, I can't cover a team and do anything else with another one. So that's in the past.
Yes.
So
I mean,
whoever
those-
runs that, you
I'd
definitely-
rather deal with the hometown team anyways.
Exactly.
so whoever runs that, definitely got to get on talks with them about that.
And I'm sure there's a lot of players that would love some Cafe
Well,
Reyes
no,
and
the
empanadas.
thing is that I got an email from the Mets organization.
Well, don't say too much.
I have to because I'm not gonna answer the email. I can't.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna answer it, but I can't. I can't do what they want me to do, and then I would have to go to New York, cover what they want me to cover because they were happy with
I'll
what we
cover it.
did for them.
I'm a Mets fan.
And then they want, when they come here to play the Red Sox, they want it, and I can't do that. So, unfortunately, I'm sticking with the Woo Sox.
They're gonna miss out on some good.
Well, I'm not
empanadas.
going to
They're
say
gonna be missing some
unfortunately.
good
Unfortunately
empanadas.
for the Mets because they're not going to get my skills.
They're not gonna get your empanadas or cubanos.
So
No, they're not going to get my skills because they want more than food.
we brought on somebody new this week, Nick.
Yes,
Amopoulos,
absolutely.
Yes, we
Who,
did.
Let's talk about
We
Nick.
put 2 articles out already. He slammed us with already. Really great
Very,
articles.
very skilled writer.
Yeah.
And that's what we
Very
love
skilled
about.
writer.
He's more of an editorial writer, more of like, opinion piece editorial, and which is really great because we were lacking that, and now we have that, which is really awesome. I think Nick.
Well, I wouldn't
is
say
really
we
great.
were lacking that.
Well, I know I wasn't writing editorial stuff.
Well, I mean,
We just weren't consistent.
exactly.
Yeah.
We just needed the consistency, and now that we have the consistency, we're
Well,
gonna keep
you
it
know,
going.
as you grow, you get better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
As you
That's all
grow,
it
you
is.
get better, and you learn, and you evolve. You evolve with time,
Yes.
and that's what we're doing. So, I mean, you got to say we're very happy with the views. We're very happy with the interaction, and I might say that it looks like we're well on our way. So I'm very happy with what's going on.
Yes.
Definitely.
So welcome aboard, Nick. We want to thank you for joining,
Salute,
team.
Nick.
and we hope to go and have you a long way with us. But great to have him on board.
Yeah.
I
And
am
he
craving.
came-
I
he-
am craving.
he
a
came
Breeze
highly-
chocolate.
He came highly recommended.
He did. He did come highly recommended. He was recommended to us by 3-time world champion Jose Antonio Rivera, who is the assistant chief at Dudley Webster area, and he's an attorney in that area.
Yes.
So
Nick is the attorney.
Nick is the attorney recommended.
Even
to
though Jose
us.
could probably be an attorney too.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
very intelligent. He's
Absolutely.
very.
I mean, he didn't go to school for it, but he's quite talented also.
I bet you if he did,
Other
he'd be
Riveras are.
he'd be a great lawyer. Yeah, the Riveras are. You guys
So,
are an
I might
intelligent
say.
group. Yeah, intelligent family.
Definitely, yeah. So just for you guys, if you're just tuning in, we're live at Polar Park for the special Woo Sox edition, brought to you by Cafe Reyes, Rivera Promotions Entertainment, Usana Health Sciences, and Stop and Shop, along with my co-hosts Tiffany Williams and Jose Rivera.
Yes. Listen, there's a lot of new things coming in here to Polo Park that we can see out here. You got the video board that's going out there in our right field.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome to
Oh,
see.
definitely. I can't wait. When Bill was mentioning that, it's definitely something that the fans will love. Just bringing more, like, fan experience into a stadium with more, like, just LED lights, visual, like, aspect graphics. That's what makes a ballpark great.
So somebody told me last year, I never really looked though. So the lights here, the stadium lights that they have, are heart-shaped.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
So
that.
I did not know that.
They're what?
They're heart-shaped.
They're heart-shaped.
Are they really?
The stadium lights.
Oh,
out
I
there,
didn't know that.
They're heart-shaped.
Well, I'm looking forward to the fireworks because I could hear them.
Oh.
I'm not too far from here,
Yep.
where I'm at, and I could clearly see the fireworks. So,
Yeah.
actually, you know what? No, I think I'm going to be here every night, so I'll watch them from here.
Well, on Friday nights.
Yeah, Friday
Friday
nights.
nights? Oh, I'm
Friday
going to be
nights.
here right with you Friday night.
You know what's
watching
really
that.
nice when during the fireworks though is when you're down on the field and you see the players with their wives or their girlfriends
Yeah,
Oh,
their
yeah.
and their
babies
kids and stuff like
yeah.
that, and they're actually enjoying the fireworks with the fans and stuff.
Yeah.
That's really something to come to here on a Friday night here at Polo Park.
Well, seeing that there's going to be more interaction with the players, and so media relations is going to be better post-COVID, because now we'll be able to actually take pictures, talk to them, speak with them, interview them. So it's going to be a much better season. That in that aspect, I can't wait.
I mean, we
I
had some
can't
pretty good
wait.
interviews last year, but this year we're going to be able to get
I
even
can't
better.
wait to interview Coach Flores.
Listen,
I can't wait.
I want to see that in Spanish.
That's how I'm going to interview him
Yeah.
in Spanish.
Just like how we did with
And I think there'll be a lot of opportunities for our interns too this year.
Actually, I
Yeah.
put into interview Cora. I'm waiting to see if that comes through. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
But when he comes here.
Yeah.
When he comes here. Breaking news. Buccaneers are placing their franchise tag on wide receiver Chris Godwin. Miami placed the franchise tag today on their tight end.
And Cincinnati also
Cincinnati placed it on their tight end.
Yeah.
Talking about franchise tags, what is going on with J.C. Jackson?
I was just gonna bring
Not
that
Jesse,
up.
not Jesse Jackson.
J.C. Jackson.
Jackson.
So if he doesn't get placed with the tag from the Patriots,
Yeah.
then he
He'll be
is
free agency.
free. No, he is free to,
It's a free agent.
well, to
To
go
sign
out
with
there
another
and see
team.
what the market looks like,
Yeah.
and then the Patriots will be able to match it.
Yeah.
But they
or
did that with
give him
Tom
more
Brady,
money.
and what did they do with Tom Brady?
Yeah,
Let
but
him
you
go.
gotta you got to remember, J.C. Jackson is our number one receiver now. Gilmore left. There's a reason why
Corner,
they let
corner.
Yeah, corner. Sorry, corner. There's a reason why they let Stephon walk. You can't pay Stephon and you can't pay Gilmore. I mean, J.C.
You can't compare the two. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Why
But-
is that?
So what I'm talking about is Brady. What you just said is what they did with Brady. And what happened with Brady? They let him go. They didn't want him back. And Brady didn't want to come
Yeah,
back.
but no,
So do you think they're gonna do the same thing to
there is
J.C.
no
Jackson?
comparison.
But do you think they're going to do this? So what I'm trying to say,
So-
do you think they're going to do the same thing to J.C. Jackson,
Okay,
where they're
so
going to let him just go out there?
to answer your question,
Yep.
Brady was 20 years in the league.
Let's go from Brady. Let's talk about J.C. Jackson.
No,
Do you
well, I'm
think they're going
give
to do
it-
that to J.C.
They're
Jackson?
not going to do that. I'm trying to
Okay.
explain why.
Yeah.
Brady was in the league for 20 years when he left us.
Mm-hmm.
He won 6 championships with
He's going
us.
to brag about Brady now.
Now,
I'm listening. I'm not saying. I'm just listening.
now, J.C. Jackson just finished his rookie contract. We developed him. We drafted him as an unrestricted free agent. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
even drafted. So they paid him his rookie money. Now
Okay.
he's ready to get paid what they paid.
What he's worth.
Yeah, but the money that they would owe Stephon Gilmore, they would rather give it to him. That's why they let
But if they
Gilmore.
want to give it to him, then why don't they just cut a deal with him?
Because they're not ready to deal with that contract yet. Free agency hasn't started.
So they can tag him, or they can just reach a
Only
deal
they're
with him.
tagging people right now. If he doesn't get tagged
Mhm.
by the time of free agency,
He's gonna walk.
we'll see.
He's gonna
No,
walk.
because he doesn't want to get tagged. No player wants to get tagged.
But he's gonna leave the Patriots. He's gonna leave the Patriots.
Well, if the Patriots do that, then I don't know what they're going to do for corner.
That's what my point was.
I don't
What
think
are they
they'll
gonna do?
get a
And he
corner
even
in
said
the
it, that
draft.
the Patriots aren't valuing him right now, and they're not
Hold
showing
on,
him like,
production is trying to say something.
Davison Romero,
What happened?
Davison Romero. Tank
the Rolling,
Really?
with who?
they signed the fight.
They signed it?
If they
Oh,
sign the
that's
fight
big.
now.
That's big boxing news. So you guys remember when I interviewed Jermaine Ortiz?
Yes.
That we were talking that AJ and Jermaine were mentioning
Romero. Yeah.
Rolly would
Rolly.
be the best.
So this is the kid right here.
Yes. So
May
May
28th.
28th. So he has signed on to fight the number 1 in that weight division, Gervonta Tank Davis.
So what does that mean now for Jermaine
That's
Ortiz?
big.
That he would fight someone else,
You think he'll
and
fight one of
whoever
them?
wins this,
Do you think he'll fight one of them when that fight is? Because
sometime down the line, yes.
yeah,
They're in the weight division, but that's the fight that people said would make sense.
yeah.
But obviously, Rolly thinks that fighting the number 1 man up top is more important.
Yeah.
This is a TMT fighter. We're talking about a fighter that is advised and mentored by the great Mayweather.
Yeah.
So Tank is number 1 in that weight division. So obviously you're gonna want that money. You're gonna want that that notoriety. I think. I don't know.
Notoriety,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, you don't know. You're right.
Even though Jermaine Ortiz is a tough fight, but
Mhm.
everybody wants to fight that number 1 guy, which is Tank at the moment. Jermaine could climb that ladder, and he'll be up there.
What happens if he loses?
So who, Tank?
Yeah, no,
Ta-
no,
Rolly?
Rolly.
Then if Rolly loses,
think Jermaine want to fight him?
why not? Because then now Rolly's gonna think that Jermaine will be a stepping stone to get back to a championship.
But hold on. Now, if Rolly loses and I'm Jermaine Ortiz, why would I want to fight some guy who just lost when I can go for the number 1 guy?
Oh, he would want to fight? No, because that would put him closer to fighting the number 1 guy.
Why can't he just skip the middleman and just go
Because you
right there?
got 6 other guys that
But
want to
this-
fight.
But what is Rolly doing? He's doing the same thing, right?
Well, no, Rolly was number 3, was he? Number 3? Number 3 in the world? He was before Jermaine.
And Jermaine's number 7.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think
You got to climb that ladder.
I have confidence in Jermaine that he wouldn't have to climb that ladder and go straight to number 1. And I think he could do that.
Camboso's not even ranked. Camboso, yeah,
Didn't you guys mention that name last week, Kimbo's?
Jermaine did.
Jermaine did, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, why not jump to the front of the line? If you can jump to the front.
Well,
Isn't it that
Camboso is
possible?
not in that weight division, though.
Isn't he another weight? I think AJ
He's
said.
at 140, isn't he?
I thought that's what AJ said.
Look at Camboso, the weight, what weight division.
AJ, if you're watching, give us your opinion.
Or
on it.
is he at? Check, can you want to, yeah, check what weight division. But that's actually breaking news. Great job from production letting us
Great
know.
job from production to let us know
Because
that,
that is huge right now. Tank Davis fighting him
Mhm.
would put now, you got to keep an eye on what would come next for Jermaine Ortiz. He's a lightweight,
He's a lightweight.
130, 135.
Ooh, I got 2%.
So, okay.
Use the black cord.
Well, that means that Jermaine, if Jermaine mentioned him, that means he's in his sights.
Black.
That means he's on his sights.
Yeah, so that means he's in Jermaine's sights.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely. So that's a good fight coming up. We will have RP news.
I'd like to see Jermaine not take time off and get right back in the ring, almost like Josnell Castro and Popeye have been doing. Popeye's doing a missionary thing right now.
Yeah. Shout
Missionary
out to
trip.
Popeye. We haven't mentioned
We
him
commend-
in a while, but we
Listen.
haven't forgotten him.
I commend him for the work that when we talked about community stuff earlier, this guy is in Peru, like on a missionary trip. And that's true. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Popeye for what you're doing right now.
And really quick, just for everyone who doesn't know who's behind the cameras in our production for today, we have Julian Rivera, who's always does great work for us. And for those who don't know him, he's actually not just productions helps us. He's also a professional barber who works at Rocalde's.
Is he really?
He is, yes, at
Julian,
199
come on down and
Shrewsbury
tell the
Street.
public all about it. Come on.
Yeah, come
Here.
on. Tell us about your little
Sit
business
down
you guys
right
have
there
going on.
and tell everybody about yourself and what you do and what your plans are for the future and what you're going to do to help us down the line. You guys want to do the questions? Go ahead.
For those, he actually he shapes my hair up good, so
I do.
definitely.
Weren't you, so Jonathan is the diva in the group. If you guys don't know that, if he gets one strand
make
of
him look
hair
good.
out of the,
Hey.
Make
Presentation
him
is
even
key to
more of a
everything.
diva, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Be a diva and look good at it.
Thank you.
yes.
But yeah, I am a barber at Ricalde's Barbershop on 299 Shrewsbury Street. If anybody needs a haircut, I'm there. We do take walk-ins, appointments. On Instagram, my name is Cuts by Jew. If you guys want to follow me there, you can DM me for an appointment. We can set something up. Always available.
And you have cut some celebrities, I've heard too.
I did get the chance to cut Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah.
I do cut some of the Pirates players from here.
Yep.
Amp, Chuck, Tez, some of them.
And when they went to play the United Bowl, you went out there to.
Harlan too.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I went out to Phoenix with them. Took the trip, It was a great experience, It's always good seeing a championship game.
So are we gonna see you on Access Hollywood one day as like the A-list
Hey.
barber or something?
I hope so. We shall see. Whatever comes,
Just
comes.
don't forget us here at Worcester Sports Journal. And
Just remember where
Yeah.
you it all started.
don't forget we work for your dad, so don't forget that,
But yeah, it was a great experience cutting them before the game. And after the game also, winning a championship, being in the locker room, popping the champagne bottles. It's always fun in the championship
Yeah.
environment, It's a good experience for sure.
That's awesome. You do a great job. Obviously, we
Of course,
can
he does a great job. Just
You
look at
see,
me.
you actually have a strand right here. It's like it's this way here. It's supposed to be that way. I think.
That's all good. Sometimes like a little flip.
A little loose, you know.
As long as
Just
the
pull 'em
lines
out.
not, as long as the lines not messed
Does he
up.
watch like Jersey Shore the night before he goes to get his haircut and says,
He's just like,
"Julian, I want
comes
like Polly"?
So actually, no. So really quick, speaking about him, I actually before I had my haircut, just the line and everything, just nice and short in a 2 and a 1, And Julian actually
2-1. I would never
recommended
know that.
doing a little fade on the top of the side. So I was
Yep.
like, why not? Let's change it up. And came out good, as you can tell.
See that? Always trust your barber.
Exactly.
Always.
Always.
Always trust your.
And
I'm
there's
looking
only
at this
there's
one about this
there's
mop that-
there's a few people that I trust with my hair. There was a barber in Jersey that I had probably going for like years until I moved. It was only one person, and ever since I moved to like Massachusetts, there was no one I wanted touching my hair because I like my hair a specific way. And then when he came along, then he knew he had a barber shop, and I was like, and seeing the work, I was like, done deal.
Wow.
It's my barber.
Appreciate it.
I swear, folks, I don't work with one Jose. I work with two Jose's. I work with Daddy Yankee and Daddy Yankee Jr.
Hey, I was walking in here earlier with my shades, and Bill Wanis actually stopped me and called me Jose, and he actually confused both of us. And I was like, nope, I'm not your. I'm the Jonathan. Jose's the other one with the earpiece. So
I'm the big
You
man.
don't throw Bill under the bus like that.
it's okay.
Hats off to Bill.
Hats off, Bill. Bill's always a great
Bill's
guy.
a great guy.
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy. You ever think about cutting like any Woo Sox players here?
I would love to. So if there's any out there
Like
that's
Jerry
watching,
Rivera, Jeter Downs.
all of them, I'd cut all of them. I'd love to.
Wow.
So you
If they
hear
need a
that?
haircut, hey, you know where to find me.
So you hear that, Woo Sox Nation?
He's gonna do production behind the scenes this
Yeah.
year, so you'll be able to promote yourself to that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hope to.
So now you, from the football connection, you're gonna go to the baseball connection.
There you go.
Mhm.
Baseball is a.
And then maybe to the soccer connection.
Right.
You never know. Bring it to
Definitely Revs.
Revs
I love
game
soccer.
and stuff like
I'm a
that.
soccer player at heart, so
So
Maybe-
why
I'd
is he got
love to.
going tomorrow? I should be behind the
Actually,
camera.
he knows a lot about soccer.
You do.
I did. I played 12
Saturday.
years of soccer. Yep.
At Worcester State, right? Was
You
it
I,
Worcester
mentioned that.
I
State?
played at Worcester State.
You
Yeah.
mentioned that last week.
I did get hurt,
Yes.
but
Yes.
And then you had an unfortunate injury that stopped
right.
it.
I did play for 3 years of varsity at St. John's.
Why do they call it a
High
pitch,
school.
not a field?
You know, it's just a European thing.
Soccer's a European sport.
Right. Soccer is a European sport.
So it's not like an American thing where they call it so if I called it a field in my article, they wouldn't give me a.
Probably not over here, but definitely, definitely in Europe.
Send him in my place to do the revolution.
So Jose your dad is trying to get out of his job here. And
I'll take
throw-
over. I'll
If
take
you
over.
ain't doing anything Saturday, let us know. We can definitely get you going to that Reds game Saturday.
Who knows?
Sounds
Worcester
good.
Sports Journal in
Yeah.
15 years could be yours.
You never know.
You never know.
This is what we say to our interns. They might be interns now,
Saturday would be out.
Saturday
but
would be
then
a bad day, but
Yeah, Saturday would. I think.
might be a little busy.
don't
with
worry. There's a
players
whole
and
full
stuff.
season of Revs games.
Yeah,
so
it's a full season.
We'll get
Maybe
you
you'll
in
be
there.
our other beat reporter down there or something.
Sounds
Good at
like a
writing?
plan to me. Yeah, I'm good at everything.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you been hiding him? He's got some.
I'm like a diamond.
He's gonna tell me.
I'm like a gem.
I'll tell you later.
Just because he's gotten that small role in the little feature, now he's trying to keep all
He's
his
Mr.
talents
Hollywood.
behind us. Mr. Hollywood over here.
And you know what? That's a great segue because we have not talked about that yet on here. How Jose is going to be going to Hollywood to be in a
he
film.
has to take me with him.
Yeah.
He's going to take all of us.
Being the 9 out of 100 people in Massachusetts to be
It's a
selected
pretty good thing.
That's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, it wasn't my age group.
doesn't matter.
So 50 plus.
Maybe they're saying you look
It
young.
doesn't. Hey, you still got a small
I'm
role
40
in
plus,
some
don't worry.
movie that none of us probably in our days would never see. So that's huge.
You never know. Yeah,
It's crazy because I wanted to be an actor too.
Cameron, huh?
I always wanted to be an actor for some
See
reason.
that?
Never know.
And, you know,
What happened?
Go with him.
We'll have to do
Never
like a
tried it.
Worcester Sports Journal play. I remember. So I used to do plays at like the Hanover Theater, not the Hanover Theater, the Foothills Theater, and then in New York. And there's nothing like acting on stage. It's so much better and more intimate and live than it is on the big box screen and stuff like that. And it's you learn from there. A lot of the big stars have actually learned from actually doing stage acting.
Yeah.
You know, I
We
think
should do a
about-
Worcester Sports Journal play.
You know what's funny about that? Nativity School of Worcester.
Yeah.
I went there from 5th to 8th grade, and I actually did a play,
Mhm.
and I played a male version of Cindy Lou Who in The Grinch.
Nice.
That's what I did my 8th
So
grade
really
play.
quick, speaking about that, for a lot
Let
of
me
people who
guess, you
don't know
played Pony
me.
Boy in the Outsiders.
No, I actually played the tree.
The tree?
The tree. Yeah. No, just no. But on a serious note, no. When I was growing up back in New York and everything as a kid, I actually did mostly I did theater arts and things like that. I did singing. I also did ballet, jazz, and tap. And I was the only guy in the class, and I loved it. I mean, they singing, dancing. I always loved doing that. So I mean, why not going out there? And then, once I got older, I had to stop and try to like figure out what I want to do and stuff. But I always loved acting and things like that. It's definitely in my blood.
If there was an opportunity, I'd take it for sure.
Definitely. I think we should do a Worcester Sports Journal play.
Okay.
I think we
Set
should.
it up. Right outside of Polar Park Field.
That's too big of a stage.
Hey, you want to make it big? The first play for Worcester Sports Journal.
Yeah, that'd be. You have to talk to the boss about that.
Yeah. We also have some events coming up this weekend. Isn't Sunday the St. Patty's Day Parade?
In Worcester?
In Worcester, I think, right? The 12th?
Are we gonna be covering that?
I'm not sure. I think maybe News Talk New England's covering that, but it's the first time in 2 years since the pandemic that the parade's come back.
It's pretty good.
So I know a lot of people are going to be excited for that. I know I'm excited for that.
They just placed the franchise tag on their wide receiver, so he's not hitting.
Devontae Adams?
He's
You
not
just
hitting
heard it here,
the
folks.
market.
So
Devontae
franchise tag has been
Adams.
placed on wide receiver Devontae Adams for the Greenberg Packers.
He won't be hitting the market. So how about we talk about some Celtics news, seeing that
Well-
they had a big game and they beat the Nets the other day.
Yes.
Yeah. Tatum shot 54 points. Was that right? I think.
You
Tatum.
think he's gonna break the record?
I don't know. If he just keeps playing the way he's playing, just being consistent, I mean, he has a chance. Why not?
I have some faith.
I mean, you got to believe, right?
So listen,
He's still young too.
Sunday, March 13th, Breeze Sweets and Treats will be on Park Avenue in the Austin Liquors parking lot with the food trucks. March 13th.
You know what? I
I
think
need to
Worcester
try some of
Sports Journal
those.
should cover that live that day.
So make sure you let them know March 13th.
Maybe we should.
So March 13th, Breeze Sweets and Treats will be at
Austin
Austin Liquors on Park Ave
Yeah.
during the St. Patty's Day Parade.
Yeah.
So I think we should do a live that day from. Yeah.
She is.
Bree is
yeah.
a busy lady, and what's
Like she said, she's trying to get out her name out there into the community, and what better
Yes.
way to do it than these bigger events where a lot of people are out.
Bill said on live that he's going to see how he could get that implemented into this building. That's huge.
That's huge for
Real
yeah.
big.
That's huge.
That'll open a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what better way? Doing it right in front of.
and we have a player who's going to be getting something special too
Yes. Indeed.
this week from Bree Sweets and Treats.
Yep.
Player that's going to be getting her chocolates.
We have a player that we haven't. We're not going to announce yet.
To be determined.
I don't want to get in trouble by Messfin. But we have a player that's going to be getting
A baseball player
a baseball player who's going to be getting something from her too.
from Bree.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bree's doing her thing. She's definitely getting her name out there.
So yeah.
Right.
So good stuff. Definitely.
You're lit up over there.
Like
Um,
like a
The
Christmas-
Bruins lost last night.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Like a
on and
Jets
off.
fan.
They're on it, but they're
Like a
but the
Jets
Bruins are always on and
Like a
off.
Jets
was
fan.
disappointing.
Yeah.
The Bruins are on and off.
The Bruins have had an on and off roller
They'll
coaster
win a game for like 2 or 3, and then they'll lose like 5 straight.
Railers lost 2 straight this weekend.
Yep, they did.
Woo Sox night was actually pretty good. It was really great to see Dr. Steinberg in the building over there. It was great
Oh
to
my
see.
gosh, I love how Dr. Steinberg always comes out and he's got to have his famous red boots on. Those boots, every time I see him with them on,
Did you
I'm
see
just,
him with him on that night?
I did,
Yeah.
yes. Even when he was like here in the picture, someone took a picture. He's in his red boots.
Yeah.
I just
I think that's his
Is
signature.
that a
Like a
think
signature.
that has to be like some signature Woo Sox color
is that
branding.
Like a signature thing with him?
I think that's
I
it,
see him
yeah.
every time with them on.
He'll have to let us know. Dr.
Last
Steinberg
year
is
when
like
I was
your
at Polo
signature.
Park at some games, he will have his boots on.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey, those red boots. I'm like, I gotta have some of those.
He's a very fashionable person.
He
and you know what?
is.
You know what I like most about him? Reminds me of my dad, because my dad was big into like the bass and guitars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My dad actually had his own band with the Springfield Police Department. And Dr. Steinberg kind of reminds me about that with the bass and the guitars and stuff.
I heard he knows some Spanish too.
He does know Spanish. Yes.
Yeah. So we definitely have him on the show. We'll have Jose definitely interview him and talk in Spanish, stuff like
Maybe
that.
Jose won't interview him in Spanish, or maybe I'll interview him in Spanish.
Ooh.
Maybe. That would be a sight for
That
sore
would
eyes.
that would be something,
That would be
right?
a sight
That'll
for
get some
sore
views.
eyes, definitely. People will be crying at my Spanish because my Spanish is about, I think Wilfredo Pagan said it best. My Spanish is about as good as his English.
We definitely have Alfredo Pagan on.
We're hoping to get Wilfredo Pagan
And
this summer.
He is a baseball fan, so.
We're going to be doing a Braves game.
We're
Braves
definitely gonna
Red Sox
have him
game.
cover some Wu Sox game with us.
Yes.
Definitely.
I think, is he already committed to doing Sundays with us? So he's already committed to doing
Oh, so
Sundays
look
with
at that.
us.
He'll be on.
Can't do all Sundays because it's a family day for
Yeah,
him.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
But he is committed to, helping out, co-hosting whenever one of us can,
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
We actually ordered a mic just for him. So, and it has not been used yet. It's still in the box, everything, just waiting for him.
We should get him a mic and give him one of those like mic things you were talking about and have El Suka on it. Yeah. His own personal mic.
Now, you just gave, if AJ's watching, you probably have his own thing. He's like, well,
He's
how
like,
come
wow,
you're
I
not
didn't
doing
get
that?
one of those?
How
Like,
come you're not
that's
doing that for me?
Well, we still haven't gotten it from
We got
Worcester
you,
Sports
AJ.
Journal.
We got you, AJ.
We're still waiting for ours from Worcester Sports Journal. What's happening to
I
production?
think we're going to be getting custom screens, custom windscreens
Okay.
with the logo on the
Okay.
custom.
Well, production, you got to
we
step
gotta
up
try
on
and
it and do
change-
something.
So the logo that Jonathan actually designed our logo. The logo that you designed, we have to actually try to change it to red and black.
Yep.
But when it goes on to our windscreens, it'll stay the color that it is now, so it'll be their color.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
it should be really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some soccer on the pitch tomorrow.
Definitely. Oh, you got it right. There
Where are
you
they
go.
playing tomorrow?
They are playing Puma.
Puma.
Yes.
My
And
friend Puma, he's having a party tomorrow night.
They're playing UNAM Puma. So UNAM Puma is what they call them
Nice.
in the Consecutive Championship League Series 2.
So it looks like you're going to have Julian probably going down with you throughout the
So,
season.
I have a friend that has a son playing at Nativity basketball.
Yep.
They just played 3 games on Saturday. They won all of them.
Wow.
Then on Sunday they lost that game, but now they are going for the championship. They play St. John's and lost to St. John's.
Mm.
So both of your schools, by the way. So now they are going to go, and we are looking to cover them. Would be nice seeing that they're both your schools when they send me the email.
He went to St. John's too.
I did.
Nice.
The year that I left, they were building the middle school.
Nice.
So the middle school is like is a new thing.
All right, so for the fans out there, they know my age. I'm old. They know Diva's age. He's old.
That's gonna be my new nickname now, Diva.
Everybody knows.
Hashtag Diva.
Everybody knows your father's age. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
21. He's able to drink at a Wu Sox game.
Just turned 20.
I'll actually be.
Just turned 21.
Yeah.
Nice.
My birthday's this month, so I mean, I'll be turning.
Our birthday is.
Yes.
Let's see.
Sorry. My co-host
2 days apart.
Jose Rivera's birthday is 2 days apart from
I'm a
my
Scorpio
birthday
stuck
as well.
with two, I don't know,
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn.
I'm in January.
Feel
We're the
left out at
best.
the end of the year here.
Yeah.
End of the line.
So really quick, just speaking about the Revolution, we do have some fun works in for our fans who are Revolution fans who are tuning in. So this year we'll definitely be able to possibly bring some fans with us to the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how we're going to give them tickets?
So we'll figure it out right now. We may do maybe some sort of ticket giveaway or some sort of promotion, but we'll definitely be doing something for the fans and, getting them out there to July if they haven't.
And when will we be doing another Cafe Reyes giveaway? Soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe during the Wu Sox season?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that I'm going to try and team up with Stop and Shop and get some gift cards from them, and maybe have Bobby Harris come out, and because he liked it that, if they fight giving out those gift cards.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe have him come out and give out some gift cards.
Yeah,
Again.
we also got other stuff working with some other teams. So I mean, we'll definitely mention that next week when we possibly have, our other guests. We were supposed to fortunately have a Blog Talk Radio yesterday, but due to some scheduling conflicts, we had to go ahead and reschedule that. So we definitely have some other things in the works that for this year.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So, folks, once again, we are here live at Polo Park in downtown, or actually, I'm sorry, in the Canal District. I don't want to mix those
Yes,
two up.
the Canal District.
In the Canal District, the beautiful Canal District. The public market is right over on the right over there, the other side of us.
We got some great food over there.
They got some really great food. Homie Donuts is a really great place in there.
Speaking about food, I am starving. So
Yeah.
oh
Yes.
man,
The tacos from
Probably have to hit up Tom's Deli when we leave here.
Tom's Deli,
Yeah.
potato pancakes.
Potato
Love them
pancakes
potato pancakes.
on the Reuben sandwich.
Not a Reuben person. I'll go with their BLT. Always their
There you go.
BLT.
Hopefully Jose will come with us. And
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
But even speaking about speaking about like Polo Park, just where we are right now, just the background, the view of like what we're
there's
looking at.
There's a
I
plane
mean,
flying over.
Yeah.
I swear it's a plane. It's not a UFO. Yeah,
See
I mean,
Union
you got the
Station?
craft corner where it is BT's barbecue.
Yeah.
Down here in the main concourse over here, you have, I don't know if it's going to be there still, but Coney Island's hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And you have the Wonder Bar Pizza. Little something funny about the Wonder Bar Pizza. I was 13 years old. My first job was washing dishes at the Wonder Bar on Shrewsbury Street. And when anybody would come in to do like an inspection or something, so we lived upstairs. So I'd have to run upstairs so they wouldn't get caught because you weren't allowed to work at 13 back then. So I'd have to run upstairs to my grandparents' apartment and hide, and then come back downstairs when the inspectors would leave, to continue washing dishes. And I did that for $3.25 an hour.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's back when minimum wage was very minimum.
And that's when gas was very cheap.
Yeah,
Gas
Everything.
nowadays is. I look every time I go fill my car. I'm like, geez, $4.25. I'm like, I don't even want to.
but listen, shout out to Nick Black, because Nick Black, he brought up a great point yesterday. He didn't know that gas went up to $4 or $5. But who
It
looks?
just shot up. No one does.
Who looks when they go to the gas pump? Does anybody actually look? You pull your
you
car
gonna
out.
do?
I
you
mean,
need to go out someplace.
sometimes I'll go like to some place where I know like sometimes I go to Speedway because I know Speedway has like some cheap
Yeah.
deals. Like I'm not trying to go like to Mobil or like Shell because I know like
Prime gas
those are the
station
big ones.
on right there next to Plumley Village.
Mhm.
They're always been the cheapest, I
The
think.
one near the Worcester Police Department.
Yep.
Yes, Prime gas
Yes.
station. And I don't want to trump Gulf gas station. They're good too. So yeah, gas is on the rise. We have an article on that coming out on Friday on News Talk New England.
Okay.
I believe. Can I announce now how I'm leaving News Talk New England?
You just
So-
announced it. So
I
go
wanted to
at
get the
it.
nod from Jose before I announced, but did announce at the same time. Yeah.
So take it away.
So I'm leaving News Talk New England. Kayla, she's going to be taking over my position as the news director for News Talk New England. And I'm going to be going to Sports Talk New York, or New York City Sports Talk. So I'll be doing that during the week after I do Monday Night Sports Talk with you guys. I'll be the beat reporter still for Worcester Sports Journal here. But I'll be doing New York City Sports Talk, which is a part of the News Talk group. So
Yeah.
the New York outlet was changed to New York City Sports Talk.
Right. And it's the news station that was just out there in New York that you guys just bought the rights for.
We just brought the rights for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations on that.
Um,
Definitely expanding.
It's going to be the first entirely run outlet by all interns from Fordham and NYU, which is going to be a really great opportunity for those students
Definitely. Yeah.
at NYU. And I like teaching, so it's going to be really great to get into that mode of teaching these young student journalists
Definitely.
on how to cover sports and do things in sports and stuff like that, and broadcast and stuff as well. How to take photos, how to write an article. So yeah, it's gonna be really great. So I'm looking forward. Kayla's really awesome. She's gonna be moving over into Boston. She's getting a place out there, so it's gonna be nice.
Nice.
It's gonna be really great.
Awesome.
But I'm still looking forward to doing some things with you guys here at Worcester Sports Journal. So
Likewise.
I won't be leaving unless I get the boot. So
We'll never kick you.
if I keep amping up Jose the way I do before showtime, I might get that boot. But so we want to bring back Jose real quick, and Julian, we thank you. We hope you come out to
Thank you,
dinner with
guys.
us tonight or something. And
Appreciate all the work you do for us.
definitely appreciate it. We'll have to make him the official beat reporter with you down there.
I
Gillette.
think he
Oh,
went from
definitely.
he officially went from an intern to a Rev
Beat reporter.
beat reporter. Wow,
He didn't know that when he was
that's
walking in here today.
quite a promotion.
He didn't know he was walking into that today, did he?
That's
See,
quite
when
a
we talk
promotion.
about our, see-
and from the Revs, then you're in the building, be able to cover
It's-
football.
it's
You're right at
Exactly.
Gillette Stadium. That's awesome.
It's important to announce, though, too, that we're a nonprofit for a reason.
Yes, absolutely.
We're a nonprofit media outlet because we do a lot of stuff in bringing people up in the community. We have a new second chance program that we're going to be looking into starting with people that have like behavioral health problems that want to still do journalism. They can do it. We can teach them. We have a great internship program that we have going, and that's what it's about.
And when are those
Absolutely.
applications going to be
Teaching.
put up?
Thursday, the
Thursday?
applications will be up on the website.
So Thursday, if you guys are interested in looking for that internship program, definitely keep out Thursday. The applications will be out there.
And the way we designed it was, we did it so that they would have to cover at least a season of sports, a full season.
Right.
So if they come in at the beginning of the Red Sox season or the Yankees season, they'd have to cover that entire season. They'd have that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
So, breaking news taken away.
Oh, there's not much to cover. Actually, Combine.
Yes.
So Combine was interesting. Anything to report?
Do you think any of those players are actually going to be looked at by the Patriots?
Oh, they're there.
No, I know they're there, but do you think,
they're
do you
looking
think any
at
of them
them.
would actually be
Yes,
taken by the
Yes.
Patriots? Okay.
They're looking at wide receivers and cornerbacks from that class. The Patriots.
Did it be interesting to see who the Patriots
I
go with?
also heard that they are looking at the wide receiver from the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think that's going to be what the
I
Patriots do
mean,
this year.
sorry, from the Dallas Cowboys.
And Dallas Cowboys.
Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper.
I think that would be the best thing for the Patriots to do
So
this
that's
year.
what Mac Jones needs, an outside receiver, and they should be okay. And also,
He's a veteran receiver. Who's a
another
threat.
thing is Gronk is looking to go elsewhere also. They're talking about maybe going to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I've got some advice for Gronk. Go to your couch and just watch football.
He still has some.
I think he needs to.
Well, I don't think he'll play only because Brady retired. He only followed Brady
He only came
around.
back because Brady went to.
So I think he would, see, Julian Edelman knew better.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman knew better.
Julian wanted to end his career in Foxborough with the Patriots,
Loyal
and
Patriot.
that's a loyal Patriots
Loyal
fan.
Patriot. Absolutely.
Like Brendan Butler. Was it Brendan Butler?
Brandon Butler?
Malcolm Butler
What happened to Malcolm Butler?
ended his career here, right?
No.
No.
Malcolm Butler got
Who was what I'm thinking of? There was one that ended their career here.
many ended their career
Well, no,
here.
recently. Couple years.
Recently?
Yeah, like 3-4 years ago.
Gerard Mayo?
No. Watch, it's gonna come to me later on. It's gonna come to me. Watch. And then I'm gonna text you guys in the group and be like, "That's who it was."
Hey, if
Well,
any of the
that's not
fans
so
out
hard.
there
At
know,
midnight, I'm gonna
shout
text
out
you
the
guys.
That's
answer
not
on
so
our,
hard to look up. I mean, Google, you find everything nowadays.
No. I'll have to go back into the archive of Worcester Daily News because one of our reporters did an interview with him like 2 years ago.
That recently retired and retired as a Patriot.
Think about it. All right. So again, live here from Polo Park. I'm Tiffany Williams.
I'm Jose Rivera,
And I'm Jonathan Burgos.
and for Julian Rivera,
And for Worcester Sports Journal, I want to remind everybody, until next time, you don't have to be perfect. Just be yourself. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in today. to this Woo Sox special.